Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Night of Champions review. Let's see how they did on this pay-per-view. Now, the opening for the pre-show, the pre-pay-per-view, you have the Battle Royal. I wish to say I was very surprised to see Brodus Clay be allowed to be the first one out and have his dance. Now, most people would say, oh, that's obvious because he has a long theme song. But honestly, they made him prominent, which I like. And my baby, my woman, the woman that I would have 100 babies with, my Naomi is there, and I'm so happy about it. The match itself was okay. You had several people there, even Ted DiBiase was there, which you haven't seen in a while. And it was okay. The person who won it was Zack Ryder, which I wouldn't be so surprised. I did say either Santino, Zack Ryder, and a couple other people might win it. In between the matches, you had Tenzai and Brodus Clay facing each other, which was very good. But that's how it went. Now let's get to the pay-per-view. Opening for the pay-per-view was with Michael Cole talking about Jerry the King Lawler. Now I wish to say that in my SmackDown review, Jerry the King Lawler was not talked about much. It felt very cold the way they did it. And I understand that some people said that they're trying to benefit by using Twitter saying #GetWellJerry. I can understand some people saying that, but when you're in a business, you have to turn a negative into a positive. And that's what they did. But they could have also added what Michael Cole did on Night of Champions, saying how he was and their feelings about it. That's what they did in this Night of Champions, and what Michael Cole did was good. Saying he got a call from Jerry, saying he was so happy, and that Jerry is going home in the next couple of days to Memphis, made everyone happy in that arena. And what made even more happier, the person who's temporarily replacing him and possibly is on Monday Night Raw right now because unfortunately my camera was malfunctioning, I couldn't get this out, JBL, the AP acolyte, the best man that you could ever have. I love his commentary, and in this show he did good. It was not a boring show with him there. I enjoyed it. Now let's get into the first match, which was, in my prediction, the IC Championship, which it was. Miz won, and I wish to say how the match happened. It wasn't a bad match. Miz and Ray and Sin Cara and Cody, of course they have to do it because of the storyline. They basically kept Ray and Sin Cara away from each other most of the time. When Ray and Sin Cara came together, and I say this again, this I believe is a test to see if it's going to work, wasn't that bad. They really seemed a little choppy, though. I have to say they need more time together. The match, the time in the match with Ray and Sin Cara looked a little choppy to the point where it looked so fake, or somewhat fake. But Miz won with a skull-crushing finale with Cody Rhodes, which I believe that Cody and Miz was going to have a program. Hopefully they will. Next, you have the Tag Team Championship. Daniel Bryan and Kane versus R-Truth and Kofi. Of course, like I said in my prediction, Kofi and R-Truth had to lose, which they did. Most of the match went with the fighting between Daniel Bryan and Kane. At the end, the hug makes no sense. It seems to be good for the storyline, but I didn't like it. NJ of the British Fist, I know you're a big Kane fan. If you didn't like this, I agree with you. I didn't like this. The Devil's Favorite Demon should not have to do this. But I have to say it was understandable. Kane had to win over Kofi again because of Daniel Bryan helping him, basically hit him and then shoving him. But I think the backstage is what really saved it for me. When they both were screaming, I am the tag team champion, AJ flips out. The doctor tries to get Daniel Bryan to say, hey, you basically won, congratulations to Kane, which he did. Kane walks away. Daniel Bryan says, you know what, this is the reason why I'm the only tag team champion. But then while his back is turned, Kane throws a huge amount of Gatorade on him, gets it on AJ, gets it on the doctor, gets it on Daniel Bryan, and then says the most cliche thing you could say, I'm going to Disney World. I admit that was funny as hell. I liked it. That was the best thing that saved that segment with the tag team champions. The U.S. Championship, the Antonio Hozado and Zack Ryder. This was not about Zack Ryder at all, if you didn't know. This is only about seeing how Antonio Cesaro can do a program in a pay-per-view. And he did very well. Not saying that Zack Ryder cannot work. This is not about him not being a bad performer. He's not a bad performer. He's pretty good. But this is only about Antonio seeing if he can get over with the crowd. And I wish to call his move the uppercut of destruction. Damn, that was so cool. Dude, he throws Zack Ryder straight up in the air and then gives him a strong European uppercut. Even Zack Ryder was shocked about it. He looked like he actually felt pain with it. Antonio wins. Good match. I liked it. Next, you have the Eve versus Layla match. Originally it was not Eve versus Layla, it was Caitlyn versus Layla. Caitlyn gets attacked from behind. No one knows who it is. Eve comes up and tells her, don't worry, I'm going to talk to Booker T about it since you can't go in the match. During the Daniel Bryan Kane match, when Booker T and Teddy Long is there, Eve tells Booker T that she twisted her ankle, Caitlyn. That was her first lie. But Booker T bought it and then lets Eve become the new number one contender. And I knew there was some type of swerve. And I figured she was going to win, which she did. I'm saying this is good. Because since Eve is the only diva that's prominently featured, other than the time she went in the ring, this is the only way to get the Divas Championship presented right now. My guess is that Eve is going to try and get her way into being the GM position. Maybe the first thing she's going to do after being the Divas Championship, be more prominently featured, she's going to have Teddy Long somehow eliminated because now Teddy Long is having some type of problems dealing with Booker T being by his side. That's how he felt, like he's not good enough or he's totally meaningless, which he's not. But let's leave it to that. The next match, which I say right now is a travesty of justice. Sheamus versus ADR. It's not the fact that Sheamus won the match. It's not the fact that Sheamus became Super Cena and beat ADR. ADR did a good job in his performance. He did good. The problem was Booker T saying the bro kick is now legal. Why? They should have left it illegal, banned, wait until this Raw that's actually going on right now, because I have problems with my camera. But if I hadn't said it earlier, my camera wasn't working very well, and I have spent 9 times trying to get this thing to work. Essentially, what they should have done was this. Let Sheamus win the match, Monday Night Raw, break the rules by doing a bro kick on somebody. Could have been ADR, it could have been David Otunga, and then Sheamus realized he made a mistake. That SmackDown let him get stripped, and then the next SmackDown, let there be a tournament. Let Dolph Ziggler be in it. Let Cody Rhodes be in it if you don't want him to go at the IC title. Let ADR get another shot at it. Let anyone else. This would make it more interesting and let Sheamus have to battle back to get that title again. Sheamus is becoming irrelevant right now. He's been acting like Super Cena most of the time. And now he's becoming very boring. And that's sad. Don't like it. But this is how it is, though. So we're going to see what's going to happen in this Monday Night Raw. Hopefully it's not too boring. Now, the match of the night for me was Orton versus Dolph Ziggler. I said in my prediction that Dolph Ziggler would probably not win this, and he didn't. But this isn't what made it so bad. I knew if Randy was going to win this pay-per-view, he would do a decent job, and he did a good job. I think even though Dolph didn't win this match directly, he showed he has more behind him. Everyone knows that Dolph can do a good match. And I would have liked that he won this. It was more better for him to have a pay-per-view match than a television match win. A pay-per-view match is more prominent, more important, and unfortunately they're not doing that. But this match was so good that they almost brought the house down with it. That's how much the fans in that arena were invested in Boston. It was that good. So I say for me, this is the match of the night. Finally, the final match was Cena versus Punk. And having Paul Heyman come out and having Paul Heyman say something in the beginning before the match even started was good, saying that the reason I'm here is because CM Punk is the greatest in the world. He has my respect, and he's a Paul Heyman guy. That's the reason why I'm there. And having him being seen most of the match, I have to admit, this is very close to being the best match of that night. Only reason I'm not saying that is that even though Cena did not win, which was good, I said this in my review that as long as Cena didn't win, it wouldn't be boring. But since we don't know what's going to happen with Cena this Raw, that's the reason why. Because I was hoping that Cena would do some type of swerve where he basically feels because he's been losing so much that he needs some time off, or he'll somewhat change his character to be more edgy. Which I know he won't do the edgy thing. I'm hoping maybe he'll take some time off, because we have seen him for almost 4 years straight, almost no breaks. Maybe he's taken a couple of weeks here and there, but he's pretty much never taken months. I really want to see Cena do something different, either leave for a little while or basically change his character a little bit if it becomes more edgy, of a face or whatever, something. But the match was very good. How basically Punk was doing very well in it, but you had Super Cena show himself, and then having that back suplex off the top ring buckle, ring buckle, and basically both their shoulders were counted down on the mat for 3. I thought Cena won. I didn't even realize that both their shoulders were on the mat, and I didn't even know. Not until a ref took that belt and gave it to Punk when I said, oh damn, yes, that makes it better. This really makes the storyline even better. It's obvious they're going to continue having Cena and Punk together, but now you see Cena losing more. He's not beating Punk, and it makes it better. Usually Cena always wins, even though this is basically, he can't win clean. It sucks. I'd rather have seen Cena lose clean than having some type of dirty win. But you know what? I'll take it for what it is. Now, how do I believe this pay-per-view was? Having the Sheamus and ADR match with the bro kick reinstated, terrible. Having the hug in the tag team championship, but you know, it's alright. The rest of the matches on the card are pretty much what I expected. I actually can say with Orton and Dolph and Cena and Punk really brought the shows up, because they basically were very good. So I say this is almost a B show. I'll say it's a B show. A decent B. So the question now about what's going to happen with Raw, is there going to be something more with Eve? Will there be something that's going to happen with John Cena? What's going to happen with Punk and Paul Heyman? That's interesting. What is going to happen with Kane and Daniel Bryan? They're going to be even more friendly and huggy. And the most important thing, in the IC battle, will you have Cody and The Miz fight one another? That's what my question is. That's what I want. So I'll say again that this was a B show, not a great show. It was a solid B, above average B show. Flat. So I hope you enjoyed the Zane's View. Subscribe and comment. I'm sorry it's a little late. Like I said, my camera just was eating my batteries for some reason. So you have a good night and enjoy Raw.